This is Charles Grievous with GoBlackKnights.com, here with second-year defense coordinator Nate Woody. Coach, although you have lost some quality players from last year's team, the 2020 defense that was first in the nation in total defense, you have some quality guys coming back. And so we just wanted to chat with you and go position by position, if you will, with some of the guys who are coming back. Let's say, for example, if spring ball were to start tomorrow, who would be maybe your 1 or 2 on the depth chart? I know from a DL standpoint, Bonzi's coming back, Nolan's coming back, Durant. Can you kind of walk us through first, starting with the DL?
One of the things about our defensive line that I really like is we got some guys reps, and there was a lot of young guys that were able to get some reps against a very good offensive line on the scout team. So basically what we're looking at doing is we did lose some 5 technique presence as far as pass rush with Amadeo, and I want to get someone that's got a little bit of athleticism. So I'm going to move a linebacker from I guess that second level of the defense to the first level. So Austin Hill is going to move to a defensive end position and play that to the field side. And he was just a really good linebacker for us over on the scout team this year. And I thought really there was some thought process to maybe playing him in the West Virginia, in the bowl game. Okay. But we want to move him to that defensive end position. Ryan Duran will play at the end. And of course we got Nolan Cockrell, coming back at nose, and Nolan was a tremendous ball player for us this year. Just did everything that you could imagine. Stopping a run, good pass rusher, and he could move from nose to defensive end as well. When Stokes left, that gives us, we're still looking for somebody that can step up into that second nose position so that Nolan can play, both positions during the course of a ball game. So we're going to take a look at, probably Dylan Perez will get a shot. Gerald Irons will get some reps. Darius Richardson and Felici will also get some shot at that nose position. All right, and then at the other end position, one more to the boundary. Bonnie is a guy that did a tremendous job at times on getting some pressure and making some plays for us. And I think he's just gotten better and better as years gone on. So we're really, really excited about the opportunity for him to come back at the defensive line position, but also really want to take a look at Chris Frey and some of the younger guys that may step up in that position. So there's a lot of them coming. Hopefully they'll step into a role next year that will compete for that spot. But there's a bunch of them that I'm anxious to take a look at. Let me say that.
I can imagine. And from an outside linebacker standpoint, probably one of the most unique players that I've seen in a while is Andre Carter. Just based on his frame, 6'5", 265. Can you talk about the outside linebacker spot?
Yeah, that outside linebacker spot that Andre plays at is that's what we call the dog, and that position is one that we reserve a little bit more for a really good pass rusher, but we also want a guy that can drop in coverage, as well, so that we can take advantage of the protection if they're sliding the protection into the boundary. Okay. You can bring a little bit more pressure from the field. So if you go back and look, Andre's done a great job in coverage for us. In that Georgia Southern game, he intercepted a pass.
Interception, absolutely.
And with that type of frame, that it's hard to complete a pass, with him out in the curl and flat area. But the main thing is the pass rush, and he's done a tremendous job of getting better and better as the season's gone on, and he's beaten blocks, and he was up around that 265 mark and dropped about 10 pounds to where by the end of the season he was around that 255, and I thought he moved a little bit better at that weight, and I think his work ethic is going to make him better and better. Another guy that played at that position often for us throughout the year was Nate Smith. And so he's coming back, and I see Nate as a guy that could play that outside linebacker position, and he's also big enough that at some point, if we needed to, we could put him at to the field as a defensive end or edge rusher from the field, and so I think he's versatile as far as his body type, and that he could give us either or. In that pass rush scenario from field or boundary. And then probably what we're going to look to do is move Fabrice Boyne, back again to that spot, to that dog spot, from the inside linebacker position. We did that early in the season because we had some injuries with Jeremiah Lowry, and so he was able to give us some good reps early in the season at that dog position, and his speed coming off the edge is something that we like a lot. So we'll take a look at him coming off the edge at the dog position as well.
Great. And inside linebacker, I know that last year he's only a freshman, but he seemed like he had just so much upside. And that's Spencer Jones. Can you talk about the inside linebacker spots?
Yeah, Spencer's, you knew the minute that Spencer got here that he was going to be special. Just having room for him to play, with Radigan at that position, it was tough. And Radigan sort of saw the same problem, when he was a little bit younger as well. There was some really good linebackers ahead of him. So Spencer's going to play, the will linebacker for us will be the weak side linebacker. Mm-hmm. And we'll have Eric Smith back again at the mic. And those two guys are have as good a football IQ as any I've ever been around. So that'll be great for our defense. We'll have smart guys up there that fit the box well.
That's a great combo for you guys.
Yeah, tough guys that are both quarterbacks of the defense, I think. So Spencer's a good one. And then when I said that we moved Fabrice from the will position to the dog, we also made a change from the dog position back to the will with Jackson Powell. Jackson Powell is an incredibly high IQ football player. And I think he's just his balance, his decision making. I think he's a guy that we want to take a look at during the spring at that will linebacker and just see how he does.
Fantastic. And at the cornerback spot, can you talk a little bit about those guys?
Yeah, I think we got some corners coming back that we're real excited about. Jabari Moore stepped in after missing the first couple of ball games and made some big plays for us against Cincinnati heck, what a great interception that was, here at the end of the season against Air Force. So just tremendous playmaker for us out there at the corner position. And we're also looking at Julian McDuffie coming back, and Julian, you could see his speed probably in that Abilene Christian game where the slot took a jet sweep and took it down the sideline, and Julian was able to run him down. Just we're excited about taking advantage of Julian's speed and him continuing to develop as a corner for us. I think that's going to be really good. And then also there was times in the season where Cam Jones, stepped in, especially in the first couple of ball games. And made some plays for us, where we had some injuries with Jabari, and he was able to step in and do well. So some other guys that still interested in taking a closer look. with Caleb John and Bo Nicholas Paul and Isaiah Morris. I think are all guys that we're anxious to see during the spring.
Fantastic. And one of my pet peeves about the defensive backs today in college ball, they have the athleticism, but what I've noted under your direction and leadership as a DC, the physicality, not only from the corners, but also from the safeties, which is a segue into the next group of guys. You have Cedric coming back at the free safety, I believe, and Markel at the strong. And then there's some other guys like Lau and Aaron, good competition this spring. Can you talk about the safety positions?
Yeah, the safety position is one where there's times where we want those guys to drop down in the box and be able to take care of a gap responsibility for us in the run game and still be able to leave that gap and help out in the pass. And Ced did a tremendous job of that this season, and just a big playmaker. Is a guy that can step down in there and make tackles, and I just think he hadn't reached his full potential yet. He's going to be a guy that will continue to get better. It's still the strong safety position is one that we did a lot of different things with the strong safety, and Marquell was able to handle an awful lot of different techniques out there at the strong safety, and still sort of quarterback our defense back there. He made a lot of our calls to get us into the type of techniques that we wanted to play against the different spacing that the receivers gave us. So Marquell Broughton coming back is a big deal. Aaron Bivens is a very athletic, strong safety that will step in and get valuable reps in the spring. And Leo Lowen is also a guy that at the free safety position that we're anxious to see more of. He's a physical guy, and we're anxious to see what he can do a little bit more during the spring as well.
Fantastic. And I guess the final assessment would be you have two new position coaches, one already hired and the second hopefully to come soon. Does that put any extra burden just in terms of what you're trying to do at this period of time during the off season?
No, I don't think it could be much more difficult than what it was last year. I think it was just a credit to those guys, both the staff and the players, for really putting together a tremendous mental effort to understand the defense and how it works and understand assignment. In a time where we didn't have spring ball, we didn't have much time together because they weren't here at school, during the school year. So we did a lot of stuff on the computer, and those guys really picked it up well. And then when it did get a chance to get back in those meeting rooms with us, it just really rolled pretty fast as far as being able to put in, the amount of defense that we did last year. I didn't think that we'd be able to get some of the coverages and red zone stuff in that we were able to get in.